This one's gonna get rough, okay? I am here to rebuke the black people who live in 2023, in the 21st century, and talk about slavery constantly as if it happened to you, as if you were on some slave ship somewhere, as if you were on some plantation somewhere. You who hasn't even lived 40 years. You who doesn't even remember what life before the internet looked like. You who lives in the softest, most comfortable age in the history of the human race. You who lives in rich countries with rights and opportunities that most human beings on this earth cannot even fathom. And you spend your life crying daily about slavery as something that had nothing to do with you. Some of you even want free money, right? Somebody should come and give you free money because some person who had nothing to do with you was enslaved in Cuba 400 years ago. Shut up and sit down. I hear this crap all the time. And listen, if any one of you wants to come and deal with me on this one, bring it. I want all the smoke with you. You know who you want, right? You, yeah, slave, bring it. Shut up and sit down.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about reparations, okay? Because you know it is coming up on election season. And because of that, the Democrats are going to flirt with reparations in order to get not very educated folks to try to vote for them, okay? Thinking that they might get a handout from the government, which is not going to happen, okay? Reparations is never, ever, ever going to happen. Not at a large scale, okay? Not at the state level and not at the federal level, okay? I don't care what these people say. This is a waste of time, right? That's just my opinion on it. But hey, we'll see, right? Maybe some state will be woke enough to actually give out reparations. Maybe some city will be woke enough to give out reparations. I mean, we've already seen at least one city, I believe, attempt to do it, okay, on a small scale. But again, you have larger cities like San Francisco and, larger states like California that are flirting with this proposal because, again, they're trying to get black folks to vote for them. And the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, they accepted a reparations plan from an African-American reparations committee that basically demands $5 million in payments, even though some of the activists claim that $5 million is not enough.
I think you know why I'm here. That's why I'm always coming. Where's the money? Where's the cash? Where's the check? Don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid. $5 million. San Francisco's already made a move. $5 million is nothing. And I'll tell you why. If they spread it over 50 years, that's $100,000 a year, and you're in the top tax bracket, 35% Fed, 16.8 California, you'll be lucky if you end up with $40,000 a year. We need to do this. We need to get the money. Where's the money? Let's get the money now. $223,000 for housing is not enough. We're looking at just the redlining. There's predatory lending. If you're African American, chances are you're paying more on your mortgage for the same amount of money as somebody else. And that's not right. So let's get the money. Where's the money?
Where's the money? Where's the money? 5 million is not enough, okay? 5 million's not enough, okay? Hey man, hey, I hate to break it to you, but according to the news, apparently, it seems like the San Francisco supervisors, although they are considering the reparations plan that has $5 million payments, apparently they're considering parts of the plan that don't have anything to do with the $5 million payments. Okay, they're considering everything else except the cash reparations. However, that has not stopped the woke activists, the woke allies, from coming out and demanding that the San Francisco supervisors actually give cash reparations, right? They pay out a cash handout to Black Americans in San Francisco for reparations.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Erin Kimura. I'm a fifth-generation Chinese and Japanese American and a fifth-generation San Franciscan. I'm here today to fully support Black reparations because this is the bare-ass minimum. Period. The bare-ass minimum. History is enough of a reason. The dehumanization that we've seen is enough of a reason for why we need redress and reparations now. This is not an impossible reality, right? We've seen this with the Japanese Americans in the late 1980s. They received, on a federal level, reparations. And the fact that Black folks and our Black community and our brothers and sisters are still waiting for a formal apology, I'm just going to leave that there just to simmer. And I just really want to note, especially as an Asian American woman, I would not be here if it were not for the Black liberation struggle, the Black freedom fighters, culture creators, and the world builders that have fought for my liberation. So,
thank you. Thank you for your comments.
Afternoon. My name is Jordan. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. I don't intend to take up much space, but I think more of us white people need to speak in favor of reparations for the Black community for centuries of torment. Yeah, I'm sorry running my clock yet. I have not had a chance to go over the reparations plan, but many diverse stakeholders in the Black community have been consulted, and it's not up for us white people to question or second guess. I have a Black Lives Matter sticker on my SRO door, and I'm sure that around 80% of San Franciscans and roughly 60% of Californians agree with that sentiment on a surface level. However, when it comes to difficult decisions, especially around cops, schools, and recalls, white San Franciscans and also non-Black San Franciscans fall way short. I want to say that if you oppose reparations, you should take down your Black Lives Matter signs, stickers, and give away your Black Lives Matter t-shirts. Because, paraphrasing Holden Caulfield, you are phony-ass Karens. Put yourself on the right side of history, not the white side of history. I yield my time. Cut the fucking check.
Reparations for African Americans. That issue took center stage at the San Francisco Board of Supervisors today. Now, supporters of reparations rallied just before that board meeting at City Hall. But the price tag for cash reparations is drawing a lot of criticism. NBC Barry's Sergio Quintana breaks it down for us.
The San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee has already presented a draft of its recommendations to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. This rally on the steps of City Hall is organized to show support for the committee's full report. It includes additional recommendations.
We made sure that the recommendations that they put in this report were things that the city actually could do. So that means you have 150 plus opportunities to show how much Black Lives Matter in San Francisco.
Among those new ideas is something committee members say could be a win-win for the city.
The bringing of an HBCU satellite, historically Black college satellite, to downtown San Francisco. We believe that one actually not only addresses the needs of the Black community, but also addresses the needs of the city.
Following the rally, organizers served up a lunch of fried shrimp sandwiches and brisket, an effort to keep the momentum going into today's presentations to the Board of Supervisors. Supporters of San Francisco's reparations report showed up in force at City Hall today. A similar group presented its findings in Sacramento earlier this summer for state reparations. But among California voters who were recently polled, there is not a whole lot of support for one recommendation in particular. In a poll released early last week by the UC Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies and the LA Times, 59% of those polled said they do not support cash reparations. Only 28% say they do. Both San Francisco and California's recommendations include millions of dollars for each African American resident who would qualify. At today's hearing, Board President Aaron Peskin said he's looking forward to going through the report.
I believe that we are eager to formally recognize the harm that has necessitated this conversation and work to repair that harm.
The San Francisco Board of Supervisors has not made any decisions on which recommendations it will adopt. In San Francisco, Sergio Quintana, NBC, Bay Area News.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Okay, now, again, I'm here to tell you, all this stuff is a waste of time and effort, right, and resources, because ultimately it's not going to happen. It's not going to go through. And the reason why it's not going to go through is because Democrat Mayor London Breed is not going to get on board with it. It doesn't matter what this committee decides or this board of supervisors decides. Ultimately, San Francisco is going to pay cash reparations, $5 million to each black person. It has to be approved by the mayor. And it don't look like that's going to happen. So let's read here. San Francisco's task force on black reparations presented its final recommendations this afternoon on how the city can alleviate the harms of anti-black racism, including the possibility of $5 million payments made to black residents harmed by the city government. While the supervisors were broadly receptive of the reparations plan, Mayor London Breed presents an obstacle. The city's first black female mayor has stated that she is against cash payments at the city level and has not agreed to fund a future reparations office. The mayor is not bound to spend money allocated by the supervisors, and the city is staring down painful budget cuts next year, which are likely to forestall any grand spending on reparations. Still, District 10 Supervisor Shamar Walton, a strong supporter of reparations and the only black supervisor, introduced a resolution on Tuesday to accept the final reparations plan that would cost tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in additional spending if fully implemented. The resolution will be voted on as early as next week. Yeah, so in other words, this is definitely probably not happening, okay? I don't understand why black people always fall for this same okie doke, okay? They put so much time, energy, and effort into trying to get a handout when they should be putting their time, energy into other things, right? That will probably benefit them more financially than this. Because what Democrats do is the same old trick, right? It's the same old trick, okay? They try to have this big debate about reparations. Oh, let's have a panel to talk about and explore reparations and to study it, okay? We have all heard this. This is what they do every single time, okay? And then the panel, the woke panel, will say black people are owed, all this money, okay? And what will happen is that Democrats will say, that's nice, right? Vote for us and, hey, we might help you get it, right? We might help you get it. Then once they actually win, then they turn around and say, you know what? We can't do it, right? We can't do it, okay? That's exactly what happens every single time. You're not going to get reparations. It's not happening. And for all these people who are not black, right, that are white allies, okay, or woke allies or whatever, that are demanding reparations, you know what you can do? Empty out your bank account, right? Empty out your bank account and give me all of your money, right? Give me all your money, okay? Or if you're not giving it to me, give it to the next black person you see on the street, okay? Any of these woke white liberals who are pushing reparations, I want them to put their money where their mouth is, right? Because if these people support reparations so bad, some black people would get it. Because again, if white liberals are this guilty, if you're truly this guilty, if it's not just lip service and virtue signaling, then empty out your bank account. Every dollar that you make on this stolen land that was built by slaves, according to you, right? Then you need to give up that money to a black person, okay? Because you're telling us that you're responsible, that black people have not been paid for the work that they did. Okay, great. Since your ancestors are responsible, right? Give up all of your money, okay? Empty out your bank account. But they won't do it, right? They never do it. It's always this empty virtue signaling for acceptance, for, woke points or whatever. And it's never really any action, right? It's never really any action. And there's not going to be any action on this because it is not realistically feasible, okay? We simply do not have the money to give out reparations. Guys, could you imagine the inflationary consequences of giving out reparations, right? It would be ridiculous, okay? If you think inflation is bad now, if these people had it their way and every black person in this country that was a descendant of a slave got paid reparations, boy, we wouldn't be able to afford anything, okay? We wouldn't be able to afford anything, okay? That's trillions of dollars that the government will have to spend. And it's never happening. So again, you're better off focusing your time and resources on, I don't know, maybe voting for politicians who are actually going to, I don't know, make your neighborhood safe, right? Create a business-friendly environment in your neighborhood, in your city, where businesses can actually operate, which is not the case in San Francisco. You have businesses leaving. Crime is rampant. Criminals have taken over the city. But yet you guys, instead of protesting against that, right, instead of rallying around that, okay, nah, we're going to rally around getting a handout, right, as the middle class exodus the city. Again, it's just amazing. It really is. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.